And we are live in the group. Happy Sunday. What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing today? I hope you all are doing great, that you have a little bit of your downtime for yourself, that you're with your family, that you're enjoying, but also that you are looking ahead because next week is just around the corner. And I hope you're focusing on the Monday and on the rest of the week. And I wanted to stop by over here just quickly in the group and give you some value. I want to talk about some really exciting stuff because lately I've been asked a lot of people about qualifying, about prospecting, and I see this is something that is a reoccurring a challenge that people have. And over the course of years, I've noticed that people are afraid of qualifying, prospecting, asking questions, and this is the most important component of sales, of persuasion. If you are if you want to like close a deal, if you're on some negotiation meeting, you need to be able to ask proper questions so you find out another person's wants, needs, desires, and there's a problem with that because people don't know what to say, how to position themselves, what tonality and body language to use, and then very often they suck at it. They don't get the outcome that they would want to produce. And then they hide from it, and then that becomes that problem that gets bigger and bigger and worse, and you know it doesn't get better if you don't if you just close your eyes and use the ostrich approach and you just dig your head into the ground. So I want to show you on the whiteboard how to approach this with ease, with care, and how to actually go in the logical sequence of questions where you're going to get all the answers, and you will be empowered, and another person or people will be as well. And when we are qualifying or prospecting, if you would, I think of this like baking a cake. To make a cake, to make a perfect cake, first of all, you need to have the right ingredients. Now, if you equate this with the qualifying, you need to have the right questions. Now, when you have the right questions, you also, going back to the cake case, you can have the right ingredients, but if you don't know the right sequence and order, you cannot produce the result. Same things with questions. You need to know the logical sequence and order, or syntax, as we call it. And the last thing that you need, a third component to produce the outcome, to make the cake, to qualify properly, is you need to know the amounts and the qualities of this ingredient. And I'm actually going to show it to you. I'm going to give you a little visual how to bake a cake, how to qualify with ease and actually move down in the conversation, down the road in a logical sequence. In the meantime, you're actually connecting with that person. They're gonna get to like you. They're gonna trust you. They will know that you care, and you will actually create a tremendous rapport with the people that you are actually interacting with. So let's move into it. I'm not going to give you every single question that you can ask, but I'm going to give you a 30,000 feet overview, kind of like just the answers on the questions that you want to get, and then the questions you can come up for yourself if you need to. So let's go ahead and start with the foundation, and we're going to start with broad picture questions. You need to start with open and broad questions, and then you whittle down and you move into more specific and maybe even more invasive questions where you get to know them a little bit better, more intimate. So what you need to do, you need to open-ended questions. You need to have engaging questions. So you need to engage them, okay? Now, in this stage, you don't really necessarily have to like talk very long, and actually I strongly suggest don't talk about the things that are not relevant to the sale, to the conversation, to the deal. You know, you can have one or two questions like, hey, how are you doing today? Great. And then you can actually start to move along and start talking about the matter at hand, because what you need to do, you need to have initial qualification of the person. Now, I talked about it in some previous videos. If you haven't seen it, go back to it in the group. You can find it. Where I talk about how to qualify people, but you need to find out what buying archetype is that person that you're with or people? Because you need to know, you have 4 basic ones. I talked about it. You need to know, are they hot? Are they warm? Are they cold? Or are they freezing? So that means if they're hot, that means they made a decision and they're stressed about it. Warm, they made a decision, but they're not stressed. They don't have any time constraint or any constraint. They're like, at some point, they're going to actually go ahead and get the product, service, or get the deal. Are they cold? Is they wishy-washy or looky-loos? They want, they don't want. They have the apathy, general apathy, or they are freezing. They are a waste of time, yours and theirs. You need to qualify this quite quickly, and you will do this with open-ended questions, engaging questions, and the answers that you want to know is how long they've been looking for the product, service, and why. Again, I have the whole module on questions, what type of questions, in what order, but basically you want to have answers to these questions, all right? And then you whittle down and you go into more specific, where we talk about past and future performance. So you want to find out, do they have the product, service that you are talking about, what they liked, what they disliked about it, what would they change, what would be, if they didn't have, what would be the ideal outcome, what they want to get out of this meeting, get out of the deal, what would be the perfect result that they're looking for, or an ideal. So that is what. Basically, that's the gist. Then you're moving now in more specific. So you're creating consistency. You're connecting with them. You're always replying back to them. You're matching and mirroring, pacing and leading. And now you are at the point where logically you created some rapport. You understand them, what they want, what they need, how long. You know how hot are they for the product. Now you can go in more invasive questions. And now you can talk about the money. You need to find out, do they have the money for it? How much money they have? Do they need assistance with getting the money? Are they liquid for it? You maybe need to help them with some certain credit line. Are they the decision maker as well? You need to find that because this can be an obstacle, can be objection. So you need to find that right over here, and you're going logically, you're moving into it. If you start with asking the first thing, the money questions, let's say this is over here, 9 out of 10 times they're not going to give you the answer, and that one time, if they would give you the answer, you ruined everything else that follows that, because they do not like you, they do not trust you, they only think that you care about their money. So at this point, you're asking for the money, and then you're going. You see how we are actually we are layering the cake. It's literally we are producing the outcome, producing the perfect qualification. Now we talk about pain. This is very important. You need to discuss and see what are the past pain that they had, present pain that they're having, and future pain, the pain that they will have without your product, service, idea, or the deal. And you can actually call it Dickens. Charles Dickens, the Three Ghosts, they're visiting the Scrooge. We're talking about past, present, and future pain. And then as a contrast, you give them pleasure. That is the final touch. You're asking them about the future pleasure. This is past, present, and the future without, or all the pains that they were receiving without your product, service, that they're having, they will have, and then you give them the future pleasure that they will have with your product. So basically, you constructed this, and now you are actually funneling them down, and logically, you deserve the right. You know who they are. You know their understanding, their wants, their needs, their desires, their proclivity, their pain, and their pleasure. Now, you can actually move into the final stage of qualification. Now, you don't talk here. You're not presenting, you're listening and just asking questions. There's no presentation given right here. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Over here, you just listen. And then the last final thing, the last question that you can ask is test close. There's many different ways how you can test close, especially when you're presenting. But when you're qualifying, let's say, you can say, let's hypothetically assume that we find the product that you're looking for, that we established over here. Would you be able to make that decision today, for example? Now you can actually go in more like yes or no, because you want to know where they are, okay? That's the test close. And then, logically, they should be saying yes. If not, you can then qualify why not. But anyway, this is how you construct your funnel in questions. You start with big picture questions, and you go more into specific ones, more so-called invasive questions, so you understand that person completely with the wants, the needs, the desires, the possibilities, and then you move into your presentation, and if you do it properly, more than likely you will get and produce the desired outcome. So that was a little training that I wanted to give you on this glorious Sunday. I hope this gave you an immense value. I can't see how many are you here with me today. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I will answer on your questions after the fact because I see the back end of the cell phone. By the way, this is like a tip of the iceberg, and this is just a small portion, a little abbreviated version of how to ask questions, how to qualify and prospect. You want to know more how to have sales excellence, how to move from A to Z, from open to close, how to actually be better at sales, be better in negotiation, and how to take control of your life and design that life with an immense confidence and power. Well, you can actually check out my Sales Loop method. All you need to do is just go in a group and learn more about it. If that's for you, you will definitely greatly enhance the quality of your life, and obviously the quality of how you're going to be in the field and in your production. Anyway, that's all for today. Hope you have an incredible Sunday. I will be with you tomorrow at Monday Inspiration Motivation, and beyond that, have an incredible day. I'll see you out and about. Stay great.